Okay, hey everybody, this is Grace, and today we went to Dollar Tree store. Well, we actually went to one it's a newish one. What is it, about a year or 2 years? Near our home. Not too near. It's actually not, and I can't say it's near our home. But it's not in the best area. It's part of the town. And, well, I don't know how you describe it, but years ago, not years ago, like a year ago or so, it was the Dollar Tree store that I went to, and there was what happened? I went out to get in my SUV, and a woman had parked in such a weird angle, and it was a Mercedes, okay, that I couldn't get in my vehicle. And she wasn't parked like real close to it. It was just that she parked in, seriously, I cannot remember how she did it, but she wasn't aligned right with the parking lines. I'm gonna get out one of these days. Oh, but it was so weird. But anyway, some two women dressed in scrubs. One was really skinny. She got in and pulled it out for me. I got in my SUV, took my keys, turned it on, and backed it up for me. So there was no way I was going to get in it. No way. She was little, teeny tiny. And I thanked them, of course. They were on their lunch break, I guess. And but right around the corner was a Bubba truck. And I just got this weird feeling, all around about it. Somebody in a Mercedes blocking me. I went back into the store and I asked if they knew anybody in here who would be driving a Mercedes. Think about it. But I kind of figured it was this one woman, but an elderly and kind of ish. I would say she's probably maybe in her 80s. And she was by herself, but there were people, I think that they were watching her paid to watch her, because there was a Bubba truck on the side. It was facing the other direction. Anyway, I'm going in. I can't show you, I can't make the picture for you, but yeah, I think they were watching her. That might be one reason. How in the world she got to where I couldn't get it in my SUV. It was so weird. Anyway, but today, it's on my mind because where we parked was where that Bubba truck had parked before. Because it was kind of busy in there. And they had people stalking. Lots of people. So I didn't get too much video. I had hoped to get some. But that area, it just doesn't seem to be the best part of the town at all. And yeah, so I'm going to continuing to go to the biggest Dollar Tree store here in Texas. So, okay, did all that make any sense at all? Oh my goodness, it's been a day today. And we did that. That was pretty much it. And kind of drove around a little bit. Went to a international food. We like to get the bread there. International Food Market. They have different types of like pita bread and stuff like that. And did that, and then came back. But I did not sleep enough. I never sleep enough at night. So the rest of the day is kind of like I watch TV and fall asleep. As I watch TV, it's something else. But as for now, yeah, I decided it's 5:20 p.m. It's June 19th, 2025. Came out here to make a video or two. Just sit outside. It helps for me to get outside. I still haven't figured out what is it about our house. It's a big 2-story house now. Real open. It's like the living room. You can see both floors. It actually has a little bridge up on the second floor that looks down at the living room. Seriously, it's nice. It's big, it's open. But for some reason, the air gets so heavy in there, and I can't stay inside for long. I have to, I have to come out at least once or twice a day and get different air. It is weird. I know I'm not a healthcare provider, so I can't explain it, or a guru or voice of authority, none of that stuff. But that's what has to happen. Anyway, but I was inside and I was doing this. I like to do these AI overviews, and I review the AI overviews, or I talk about stuff that the AI overview has collected from wherever it collects stuff. Started doing that, I don't know how long ago, but when it came out. Seriously, when it came out. But I'm on one of those, when you just, my degrees are in psychology and sociology, so I'm going to be, I really want to know about human condition is the way I say it. I studied human condition, and I was a career student over 20 years, taught at college and university, and not as a GA, a graduate assistant. Nope. Taught using my own credentials. My own degrees. What did I say? Credentials. Either way, you're going to have credentials. But anyway, I did that. Been there, done that. But now, it's like every once in a while I get on a roll on something that's going on that I'm not happy with. That kind of. I'm a very mild-mannered person, by the way. Very mild-mannered. So if I'm livid. This came up the other day because of this latest thing. If I'm livid, you couldn't tell it. Seriously. No. And I have various channels over after these 11 years. Will be 11 years in August. And I have other channels I put, vent videos. Like I say, it's my pressure release valve. So I vent on them. But lately, this involves, like, a lot of the people who do shopping videos, and they show, that's how I started off. I didn't know. I thought YouTube was all about how-tos, like how to speak another language, or how to fix your car, and music, okay, period. I think was on YouTube when YouTube started, practically, once it opened to public. But anyway, same thing with Facebook, by the way. And so on. But anyway, I'm saying, but anyway. Okay, so, anyway. Oh my goodness, I'm still a little, like I said, I didn't sleep enough last night. But the thing is, okay, to get to this, finally, that I've seen that really bothers me. It really seriously does. There needs to be, I think, more people out there who are going to stand up to people who are putting out to the world that it's okay to be morally corrupt, maybe? What would you say? Oh, just downright despicable. I'm just going to say it. There needs to be more people out there say, that's not right. You shouldn't do that, and then brag about it, justify it, tell the world they can do it too. And this one, like I said, involves shopping, which is how I started. I started doing Dollar Tree videos. Saw somebody doing it, said, I can do that. The rest is history. But I had I had in a way, but it wasn't just dedicated, or maybe I wasn't paying attention to it, just being dedicated to people doing, and they don't need to be doing these, they don't need this service, but people doing videos on, well, they call them two different names, but food bank hauls, HAULS, and they're showing them the items just like they would show if they went to the grocery store and bought them. They're showing these free items. They got food banks or food pantries, either way. They use both words interchangeably. And they show these and they say, look at what I got, all this stuff. Well, not all of these people need this. the free food. You know, these food pantries, food banks, are for people who need them. They have food, they call it food insecurity. They don't have the funds to go out and buy food. And then some of these people, you can tell that they were out there cherry picking all the good stuff. You know, because if you've ever been to I'm telling you, if you've ever been to a food bank, you might go, how do these people survive? You might want to go right out there and buy some good groceries, you know, and give it to some needy family going in there. Here, you know, here, take this, and stick some cash in the bag. If you've never been to one and you see what some of these people, I live in the second wealthiest county in Texas, and where I saw one was right on the, I'd say it's like right on the edge. I saw one, but it's kind of far from here, and the stuff was bad. I'm talking, this was decades ago, I don't know how long ago, decades, but it was bad. And I'm talking like expired bread, you know, and cakes, you know, not good cakes. I'm talking like, you know, bundt cakes or something that didn't have any icing or anything on them. I guess let them have cake. Why does that keep coming to my mind? Let me tell you. But and deer meats that apparently somebody's, I keep saying husband, but you know, it doesn't have to be a man that would go out and kill a deer and package it up and give it to people who, I don't know, I've never done it. So anyway, if you've ever done that, you might say. I actually was thinking today that I want to go to the food banks here, but this whole area of Texas, north of Dallas, for the most part, north of Dallas and like the mid-cities, for the most part, like I said, it's a wealthy area. So, you know, people are donating. But now, like me, like I said, I went to one, and the stuff that was there, it was like, who would eat this without getting sick? This was decades ago again. Maybe they've changed. But I want to go to them now, not to get anything. I don't need it. You know, I don't want to, you know, tempt fate. I don't believe in that you can. But still, you know, and you never know what can happen. Seriously. Definitely learned that in my 62 years. But I want to go and just check them out. Maybe make a donation while I'm there, you know, money. And check the ones out here and see if they, you know, or if they accept like donations as far as food, because some do, but they usually it's like a large amount of food or something, or some of them just take cans. I don't know. I could be lying, but I mean, I've seen these kinds of things inside grocery stores. They, you know, donate some cans and such for families in need. But I think I want to do something like that. You know, if you're a Christian, some of us know, I didn't at first, that you don't talk about doing charity work or donating or anything like that. I think in a way, I mean, you do, but you don't. You don't brag, in other words. But I remember years ago when I would tell people, you know, if you go to Dollar Tree, buy up some stuff that you think some elderly people might like and drop it off at a nursing home. The, you know, activity director or life enrichment director, depending on which kind you go to, they would know if they can give it to the elderly people there. And believe it or not, one of the things, and you don't want to infantilize them, one of the things some of these places actually liked, there were people that would actually like them. I would say, though, you can get adult ones, is coloring books. Seriously, when one of my sisters had a health problem, I went and bought her adult coloring books, and you know, markers and such. Not markers, but colored pencils. And she was in the hospital. She was so thankful. She's my sister's 4 years older than I. She was so thankful, because she was in a hospital. And there's nothing to do all day. So think about people who live in these senior living communities or these nursing homes. There's nothing to do all day, except they do have activity directors. There should be stuff to do, But if you can go to Dollar Tree and buy some of this stuff, drop it off. They'll know what to do, But anyway, I think you get what I'm going at. It's the people who go to these. Let's get back to this food bank stuff. I'm on this roll recently because I saw people putting up them, like I was saying, their videos about their food bank hauls when they obviously have enough money to pay for the groceries themselves. Okay? And they're not talking about making donations. They're not talking, I wouldn't take this stuff anyway myself. But no, they're saying they don't want to spend their money on groceries because, for their families, for themselves and their families, their kids, because they could use that money on other stuff to help out their family. And I'm telling you, tattoos don't help your family, really. By the way, I'm losing my voice. Okay. Yeah, I am losing my voice, but hey, that's nothing unusual. That was allergies here in Texas. Oh boy, this part of Texas. Anyway, I've been on that kick lately. I went from, as I usually do every year, being on one about these e-beggars, charlatans, grifters, because somehow, some way, one's going to pop up. I don't watch that many YouTube videos. But over the years I have. But they recommend stuff. I like to watch the people. These days, I really like to watch the ones that help out kittens and cats. They live in different countries. I don't know which ones, but they feed strays, kittens, cats. They feed them every day. They go by the same place. Once or twice, I think twice, and they feed them. And there's one of them, they never take them home, except one time he did. One was not well, and the other one, I've watched two of them, and I'll watch a little bit of the other ones. But the other one, they have a whole facility. They go out there. Some of them they make little homes for them, and then some of them they take home. So then there are other ones, like I said, I watch sometimes. And I like to watch the people. This is like every blue moon, though. It'll recommend me those people who do the mowing. I like those. They mow people's yards that are like, usually it's elderly people who can't, like one of them that I just saw before I walked out here. It was a 91-year-old woman, and they were going in to talk to her about, they had mowed her lawn before, and lawns that you can barely see the house because it's so, it's not been cut in so long, and they cut the grass, trim the shrubs, the trees, the front yard, backyard, whatever. They discover sidewalks and stuff that nobody knew was there. This kind of thing, and they do it for free. Okay, they do that, but of course they tell the people they have YouTube channels, and they're going to put it on their YouTube channels. I don't know if they say, and we often make money from that, and they do, but they go out and they do this for people who need it. Now that's what I like seeing. People who are helping the world. They're helping the system, they're helping the elderly to, not get kicked out of their own home. Because they get citations from the city and they can't afford them. And people who help stray cats, and they do as much as they can. Some take them and get them fixed, and some they can't. They can only feed them. Whatever is the case, And but they're helping the world. They're not taking from it. That's what I like. I like to see people who are helping. But when I run across one of those, you know. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But like I said, we went to Dollar Tree today and came back home. You know, I hadn't been going out again, and that's just not healthy for me. I got to get out there at least once a day. And I went yesterday. We went to Walmart. Today we went to Dollar Tree just to walk around. Like I say, part of it. And we don't come home empty. Oh, we go out with no intention of getting anything. Just doing, you know, maybe a few things, but we just walk around. But no. And but it's good for me. It's healthy for me, for both of us. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Talk to you on another video. Bye.